When the storm first came, it did not announce itself with thunder. It began quietly like a slow crack forming inside a life that once felt unbreakable. For Ian, the world had always moved in straight lines: study hard, work harder, succeed early. That was the plan. That was the promise he had believed in since childhood. He grew up in a small neighborhood where dreams were often whispered, not declared. Yet Ian had declared his loudly. He would become someone his family could lean on. And for years, he did exactly that. Scholarships, top grades, a good job in the city. He was the pride of everyone who knew his name. But hard times rarely ask permission before they arrive. The company he worked for collapsed almost overnight. Then months. Savings turned into survival. The phone calls from relatives shifted from praise to polite concern. Each morning, Ian woke with a heaviness he had never known, the weight of uncertainty pressing against his chest. At night, doubt spoke the loudest. Maybe you were never exceptional. Maybe success was luck. But doubt lived inside him. One evening, after another unanswered application, Ian walked through the crowded streets of the city. Neon lights flickered across glass buildings, each window holding someone else's progress. He felt invisible among thousands moving forward while he stood still. He stopped at a roadside tea stall, the kind he had passed 100 times without noticing. An old man ran it, his hands steady despite his age. The man asked gently, noticing Ian's silence. Ian forced a smile. Rough months. The old man nodded, as if time itself had taught him patience. Life squeezes hard sometimes, he said. But pressure shows what cannot be crushed. Ian looked up. What if you break? The old man chuckled softly. Then the man added, You think strong people never fall? No, strong minds fall more often. They just refuse to stay down. That night, something shifted not in his circumstances but in his perspective. He realized he had been measuring himself only by outcomes: job, income, approval. But hard times were measuring something else entirely: endurance. So he began again differently. He studied new skills late into the night, not because anyone demanded it, but because growth felt like movement. He volunteered at a community center, teaching children basic math work that paid nothing but returned something unexpected: purpose. He exercised each morning, building discipline where confidence had eroded. Progress was slow. But inside, foundations were forming. A small startup needed someone willing to handle multiple roles. But Ian accepted without hesitation. The man who once sought certainty now trusted resilience. Hard times had not erased his strength. They had refined it. Years passed. The startup grew. So did Ian. Leadership found him naturally. Struggle had taught him empathy, failure had taught him strategy, and doubt had taught him humility. One afternoon, as he spoke to a group of young interns, he noticed a familiar expression on one face: the quiet fear of someone who felt behind in life. Sir, he said, hesitant, did you always believe you'd succeed? Ian smiled, remembering the tea stall, the sleepless nights, the silent battles no one had seen. No, he answered honestly. I believed I'd keep going. The distinction mattered. Because success is not always a straight climb. Sometimes it is a series of collapses survived. Hard times do not simply test strength, they build it. They strip away illusions, forcing the mind to grow tougher, clearer, more patient. As Ian left the office that evening, the city lights looked different than they had years before. Not symbols of others' progress, but reminders of countless unseen struggles inside every glowing window. He understood now. Strong minds are not born in comfort. They are forged where certainty breaks. And what hard times teach. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content like this. Stay strong.